Okay. Well, first off, good afternoon, everyone. And my name is Sugi Yamagawa. And today on VTubing My Slow Life Hobbies in My 30s, we're back at doing more mortise cutting. For those who may not be familiar with what we do on Yapping and Sawdust is we basically hang out and work on the project. This is actually a really good project because it takes time. Last stream it took 2 hours to cut 3 of these mortises, so yeah, takes a while. But enjoying the process is also, well, actually, enjoying the process is a big part of enjoying slow life hobbies. Like, can't rush anything. Best to always take your time and enjoy like the doing of the thing. So, yeah. So I hope everyone out there is having a lovely week. We are almost through it. We've made it to Thursday, and yeah, okay. So I think that's a little bit enough. Well, actually, and if I was smart about, man, I wish I could be. Actually, I need to pull up my file explorer. Love have build plan. Specifically, how big I need to make my mortise. Really, the biggest thing I really want to be like cognizant of. So, I've got that pulled up over here on the other side, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, the mortise that is going in here is going to be 7 centimeters long and 3 centimeters across. So I always start off with these by measuring my middle, because then that's like my reference to go from there. So from my middle mark, I want to be 3.5 centimeters this way, and then 3.5 centimeters this way, and then those marks give me the top and the bottom of the mortise. So I'm now going to nice square to bring those lines across. I'm going to be making 2 of these lines. Yeah. But yeah, this is kind of like, I know this is kind of like the boring part, but this is also like the part where the work you do sets you up for success. This is very boring, very necessary work to do well. So my work piece is 88 millimeters across. I want to be 44 is my center, and then I want to be a 1.5 centimeters on this side, 1.5 centimeters on that side, and that'll give me my full 3 centimeters across. So, which the good thing about this project is the measurements are fairly consistent. So, and then see, we're from 6 to 3 roughly, and there we go. So I'm going to square up on that line. Then that's going to allow me to bring that line across there. Bang. And we'll flip this over. And we'll do... Okay. And there we got 2 lines. And then just double check. Make sure they are 3 centimeters apart. Oh. That's most of our like pre-work here. So got our mortise marked out, kind of show it off a little bit. But because this is also going to be a through mortise, and I like to I like to work these mortises from both top and bottom. We're also going to do the full marking process on the bottom, because that's what helps keep me in line. It is doing this whole process all over again, because I want to get the best results I can get. So if I'm being 100% honest with you all, I am not the most skilled person at doing this. If you want to see a skilled person doing this, this is not the channel for you, okay? Just want to be 100% forthcoming about that. Like, this is bro hanging out in his shop working on projects channel. Okay. That looks good. A little bit there. There. Up and over. Which one of the fun things about having done this as many times as I have, I feel like I keep getting a little bit better and better every time. So I will say, if you're a person who's been making like a lot of projects and such, and you're not super happy with like the consistency, just keep working at it. Just keep working at it. 3, just barely 3. Might want to just take my mark on those. But yeah, we're gonna make all that in the center disappear. Okay. So I'm gonna sip some tea I have. Lovely. And this. And so this piece of board down here is when, if my drill goes through, it keeps me from making marks on my table, because yeah, I've had to learn lessons like that. Because that's how your boy Sugi be, is just having to casually make mistakes. But hey, make mistakes is how I learn and get better, and making mistakes is fine, but repeating them, unideal. So whenever I drill, I always just try to, after I first get like a pretty good divot going, always try to like go ahead and check. And I'm looking good. So we're just gonna go ahead and drill. Ooh. And I've noticed with like the cedar wood, it's really important for me to like take breaks and get the cedar sawdust out. Because it really likes to get clogged in there. Really well. Don't know why. I think it might have something to do with the resin content. Okay, so you see how the color of our sawdust, not saw, but how the sawdust changed color? That is a very clear sign that we went all the way through. Ta-da! So, I'm gonna be doing this a whole bunch more times, because yeah. So working with these mortises, the thing you can do thing you can do that makes your life the easiest when you're cutting through is giving a place for the wood to go, which is the big reason why I'm doing all this drilling in the first place. Is I am creating areas where the wood's going to want to go. So for these mortises, I usually do about 3. Not 3. 8. 8 of these holes, so. So we're now halfway there. Check. That's fine. And it looks like I'll be doing a bit more than 8. Okay, so that's gonna be 6. I see this area right here, we got a bit of a knot, so a little bit off. Off. Like the knot was driving. But we'll go kind of start a little bit over here. See what we can make happen. I'm just going to go ahead and continue going down this way, and then I'll probably do one here and kind of just ignore that area for now. That's still reasonably fine. Woo! Ah! Okay, so we got a nice series of holes so far. See if we can make one more happen. Good. I don't want to quite give up on this area just yet, so I'm going to go ahead and see what we can do. I may not be able to get exactly where I want, but I want to see what I can do. Yeah, yeah, that's the hard part. Got a knot right here does not want to accept the actually idea. I think I'm gonna do here. Grab one of my chisels, and what the idea is, create like a little bit of a pivot spot. Well, a divot. Where this knot is, where I want my drill bit to go. Thinking create that little bit of a divot. Should have no problem getting my drill to stay where I want my drill to stay. So, with that, see here. Oh. And so it just straight migrated into that other hole. Okay, well. We are done with, well, we're done with drill. We still got some prep work to do here, so I'm gonna grab 3/4 chisel. And we're gonna start by scoring the lines. So, what this does is creating a spot where wood's gonna wanna... We're creating a weak point. What this does is it prevents chip out. Turning this around, working my edge. We're gonna go ahead and be able to get a pretty good start on this. Really don't have to go super hard for your hammer blows at this point, simply because you're just trying to lightly score the wood. You don't have to get to the point where you're actually starting to get like wood chips and such out. So now flip my piece over and do it to this side, because it's really important to do both sides. Otherwise, well, if you start working your mortise, you're going to be disappointed by the results when you get real bad chip out. That's actually... So, when I did the mortises for the feet for the first sawhorse I built, I actually got real bad chip out on those. So, I did really good with the mortise I did on Sunday, and I wish to repeat my success. So, here we are once more. That was work. Okay. Yeah. That's fun. That's fun being off the marks. I think. Yep, that side's done. Okay. So, I now get to hammer and chisel my way through this bad boy. Finish off the tea I have before I start that work. Yeah, excellent, excellent. Okay. So, really prefer to use my 1/2" chisel for this. And I'm also going to be... I want to kind of size up my work area a little bit. What I would like to do, find a piece of wood that can go to... Sorry. I can go from there, so it's a bit longer than 20. we just have ourselves most perfect of perfect candidates. Sorry, Speed Square, you're not really going to be getting used much. It's going to go there. Then this is going to abut it. So when I'm chiseling here, that way, this is going to keep my piece from wanting to wobble too much. Because, boy oh boy, does this love to wobble. Especially when you're chiseling this out. Ooh. Ooh, are we getting a nice big piece right off the bat? Nice. Nice. Let's getting nice large pieces. That. It's like not say where I wanted it to. But this piece. Oh. Looks like I may have to be watching that. And this is like one of the things that drilling the holes really helps you with. You're more likely to get big chunks when you pre-drill your holes like this. So. Gonna go ahead and break. Open that break. But since I got to these sides, and start actually forming up the sides of the mortise properly. So that way have a bit more, that's like side resistance. I think that's kind of starting to run into a little bit here. Mortise. Get a higher angle of it. That point. Woo! Very nice. Wholesale splintering that wood out. This side, I would like set up for here. Sorry that my hand's in the way. But what I gotta do? What I gotta do? Get myself into this position possible. Gonna need to work these. It's a little. Yep. Like I'm doing a little too much coloring outside my lines here. So, go ahead. That's the results I'm getting. I might as well take a little bit of time define those lines. So that way I don't have that issue. Ideally. But it's also less than ideal to do it the way I'm doing it as part of Gasp content on the internet. Anything but the best way to do it. That's not going to get me good results because I got to do this number. Yeah. Really need to give serious thought to sharpening my chisels. Quite a bit with streams and they can use some TLC. Oh. Ooh. Ah. It's big pieces out of that. What? That little works. Let's keep it going. Keep defining the edge. Hopefully we get lots of good chisel outs. Okay. Good. Go ahead and try. Am I optimistic? Maybe a little bit of A, a little bit of column B. Woo! Woo! Fighting. Brandon's at the point where I also can't see doing too well because getting way too much sawdust in there. Well, not necessarily sawdust, but all chips. Getting a lot of those saw chips in there. Oh. Gonna be doing work side here. I really good progress with. Good. Oh, there we go. There we go. I gotta say, like, the so far, depth-wise, we're looking decent. Getting lots of good chip out. We're getting... Oh, yeah. I love it. I love spending a bit of an afternoon, evening better at your hobbies. Looking reasonably sharp, reasonably sharp. Neglecting this one left side, actually. So, head back over here. See what we can do for it. Woo! Let's hit this. Oh, there. And then work this side. And it's funny, when I first started doing like this type of like work, I did not feel very comfortable just like setting up my chisel on my work. And, like, I can't see like the chisel doing its work, but just by feeling how the chisel's doing, I can get an idea for what it's doing. Right now, it feels like I got some real hard stuff, or I just not have, or I just haven't taken enough out this immediate area. Granted, I feel like I'm getting to the point where I need to dump. Take a look. Kinda do a little bit of scraping. Because looking pretty good here. Got a pretty good side there. Overall, like, I don't have really much in terms of like great complaints with how it's. I feel like with like anyone, well, like anyone else, maybe a little bit faster progress, but the thing is, I definitely have done this enough to the point where it's like, it is nowhere near nowhere near as easy as some people on the internet make this look. It is just work. But hey, it's work I'm willing to do. And most importantly, it's kind of like the best kind of work there is. Work that you can find that's a little bit fun. I think that's a big thing of human happiness, if you will, is finding something that you want to do that's enjoyable. And if it's something you want to do and it's enjoyable, but you don't really get like paid for it, that's a hobby. Where if you can find something you want to do and actually get paid, do the thing, then you're actually like, then you're living the dream of having like a vocation that you like, versus just doing the thing that, just doing a money earning thing to earn money. But you gotta keep your... I'm always gonna be like a big supporter of people keeping your eyes on the prize when it comes to wanting to find that thing in your life where you just want to do it for fun. You know? I'm definitely not at a skill level where, well, with like this, I can... I certainly am not gonna charge people, let alone any like significant sums of money, for my admittedly quite amateurish work. But, you know, I mean, granted, one of the goals, long form goal of this, is to get good enough to the point, who knows, maybe someday, not like anytime soon day, maybe I could earn like a little bit of money here and there doing like projects for people. I don't know. That is a goal of mine that I'm not entirely sure if I will realize or not. But but I'm gonna give it my greatest effort regardless. Because if there's anything in life that a person finds worth doing, then by all means they should definitely put a reasonable amount of like effort and good old hard work and guts. Because, hey, I mean, I could very well be dead tomorrow. I don't want to be dead tomorrow. You know, I actually got a pretty decent weekend plan. But, you don't know what... Life can throw some weird and sometimes also just like downright nasty curveball. there. Him that far. So what I was doing just now was I was kind of using my chisel as a depth gauge to see if, especially on this part that's furthest away from me, that's easiest to work on, by the way. I was seeing if that was deep enough. By deep enough, I mean at least halfway. And it's really close, but it's not quite there yet. The work continues. But the good news is, once I get it to about halfway point, then I can flip this over and I can start from the other side. Because it's a lot easier to chisel this mortise out when you can get like really good like angles of attack on it. And right now, when I get really down into the meat of the mortise here, it gets really challenging. But I just get that just followed by really have like a stub there. Okay. Okay. So look. Play with it a little bit off camera. Really good. Thinking we're doing really good in terms of depth here. Area, but we're kind of getting a little in this area. So good old flip it around and work at this side in such a way where both you and I can see it. A very easy way to make your life easier for you when you're doing any sort of project, by the way. Always make sure you have good lighting. Good lighting is essential, especially if you're doing something like especially if you're doing anything outside your comfort zone. It gets real critical at that point, because once you're kind of pushing your limits, then you get to the point where you want to do whatever you can for yourself to give yourself as many small advantages as possible. Because if you're doing something outside your comfort zone, it's not going to be necessarily familiar. It's not going to necessarily be, well, easy. Yeah, easy. Or even, like, straightforward. Wood's acting like a knot. Man. I'm glad I had to put better eyeball looking at this, because, man, that's just being very resistive. Oh, yeah. But when you're ever, like, extending yourself from, like, a skill perspective, it is always going to be worth your time to make things easier for you. Again, I'm beginning to think of making my life easier. I think it's time to go to the other side. That I do. Also get some water. Oh. Go ahead. Let's try being a little bit ambitious, okay? Try to be a little bit ambitious here. With the big blade. Got some pretty decent drills. Well, drill holes. And I want to see what it can do for me, huh? So there. Also, because I just want to abuse a separate chisel. See, using that one chisel I have. Okay. Okay. No. I see. This is be fun. So, basically, this point right here, we've got a knot. Knots. You're better off using smaller, more concentrated force to cut the wood fibers. So, I'm gonna be going with my smallest chisel that I have available to me. And I'll be using that to kind of cut some of this stuff out. Only issue with the small chisel is if it finds any of my drill holes, it's going to immediately start pursuing it. It's going to fall into the hole and start pursuing. And that was the sound of my handy dandy speed square falling. Granted, concentration of force is real nice with this one, but kind of would like to spread my force out a little bit more. So, be going to the one that seems to just get a little bit too much love. The 1/2 inch. But hey, at least using a separate chisel for a little bit, then switching back to the half. Confirms that the half seems to be a really good tool for the job at hand. Haven't done a lot of good, like, defining my edges type of work, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah. I definitely have a large hole on that side. It wants to fall into that. And keep going around these sides. Because I did get a little bit of tear out towards the top on the other mortise because of not defining my sides. And a little bit like that. Fun. Yep. Yeah. That knot be the pain. It's gonna be a pain in the butt. But I'm hoping using small chisel is gonna really help me get through it. Or at least I can maybe kind of get around it, isolate it, and hammer it. Go. A little bit of it. Woo! Now I just gotta... Okay. Sorry for the awkward angle, but kinda got me really did pretty good for me. Doesn't want to there. About the ways I'm going about this. Be able to we might get this. Just might be able to get it. Woo. Woo. Now, one of the fun things that can happen once we get a bit further down into this is as we get further down, the layer of wood that's in the center will get thinner. We've already done about half the mortise from the other side. So that's one of the big advantages that you give yourself when you actually tackle it from two sides, is it gets reasonably easier. Looking at it, our center here looking pretty thin. So, thinking, as long as we keep up a decent bit of momentum, not get too tied up in dealing with a knot, we should be able to punch through pretty easy. But I think that was it for. So that's always exciting when you kind of begin the first. When you first start like cutting through, and like, okay, cool, I have reached the point where I'm starting to get through this, and one, it's exciting. Two, usually means this. It usually means it's going to get easier for you. Because once you start punching through, it's a little bit easier. Oh yeah. Okay, so definitely have serious cleanup. Cool thing is, pretty much through on one side. But that is kind of the hard part, if you will, getting through on one side. So once you get through on one side, you can really take the center and really go at it. And the reason why you can go at it is when you tackle any bit of the mortise, that wood has somewhere to go. In my experience doing this, the single best thing that makes your life easiest for you is when you give your waste material a place to go. Once you give your waste material a way out, sorry about that, it will want to move for you. You don't have to fight it. Close. Good there, pretty good there. Reasonably. Whew. Both you and I. See? Huh? I mean, I'm still very much, a amateur, if you will, at this, but hey. Everyone's an amateur at something. So, you just gotta keep practicing and keep getting better, you know? At humps. Definitely have a lot of cleaning work. Really, for the most part, this mortise is cut out. And decent work. Definitely some smoothing work to do, but overall, pretty good, pretty good. There. And here. I was gonna set that there, and hopefully that'll be a good spot for at the moment. For this on this, I have to really look at this. Seven centimeters. So we've got the mortises for the feet. We've got the mortises for the big top piece. Now I got to work on the legs. So each leg is going to get a mortise. This is actually one of the leg pieces right here. Not really sure how I want to go. Trying to think. Consider putting my mortise here, but so the slide mortise is it's actually 7.5 centimeters by 3 centimeters. But I don't know distance from one end or the other. Give me a brief moment. Okay. So I want my mortise 24. I want it to start 24 centimeters from wherever I decide my bottom to be. Currently looking at that area to be my lower end. And it's lined up. It's going to be where we want our mortise to start. Now this mortise is going to be 7.5 tall. 4 by 7.5. Math says 31.5. Half gets us mark 2. If I did my math right, I bring L down to 1. Math is good. Yay! Parallel. Get another parallel line. Bada bang, bada boom. Oh. Mark roughly, and we want to here. Okay, I bring 3 centimeters. That I can actually will be lining up best when you can get a reasonable amount of your ruler on your line. So that's why when I do one line, I always take it, flip it over, next line. So that, there we go. That is one side of the mortise marked. And because this is also going to be a through mortise, there's another side to do. I'm going to be basically constantly adding filler pieces of wood to get to the point where I actually want things to be. It's, yeah, you know. Mark. Next. And there we go. Okay. I'm gonna bring this up and that. Getting in the way a little bit. Halfway. It. Kind of one of the fun issues of kind of like working on like a wood is it's a little bit harder to see your lines. It does get like really dark here. So up. Happy with that. I'm a little too far out. Let's see my back to line. Oh. off. That looks better. I'm happy with that. Ooh, okay. A little bit of evaluation, because that's a little far from me. And I bring it in. Work on you. That's a reasonable amount of distance away from me. That's pretty close to where the other one was. Okay, so I do have to make a run to the little homesteader's room. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm now back. So, I also went ahead and my handy dandy backing plate underneath my workpiece, because we're now going to be putting some drill holes into this. So, this is going to be a half centimeter longer than the other mortise, so this is probably going to take like a good 10 drill holes to get through it. So, man, this is rocking. Rocking because there's sawdust. Okay. Good, that's stable. So, always make an effort, have a stable workpiece to the best of your ability. It is really easy to have a work tool bounce off, slide off a workpiece if it's not stable and you potentially hurt yourself. So don't do that. Don't hurt yourself. Stay safe. Okay. That's as good a starting point as any. Oh, that should just cut through to the other side. Just kind of line things up over here. And ooh. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick look. I noticed I had some really dark. As you can see, I've got the wood chips are generally purplish, but I've noticed like really dark ones really seem to indicate I have a knot. Which I do have one small one here, but that is on the side of the line that I don't have to worry about. So far, so good. I don't see big obvious knots, which is good. Bang, bada boom. Huh. Okay. No. I mean, we're making good progress, but sorry that the drilling part's not like exactly the funnest part to watch. Woo. Okay. That one's probably. Yep, it's too far over. Ooh, and that's. So if you end up with two drill holes that are way too close to each other, your drill's gonna really want to go into that other hole. It is an undesirable situation. Ooh. It should be through. Should be through. Okay. Take another one. Here. Got decent. Gonna commit. One pretty good, pretty good. I think what's gonna end up happening is I'll do 1, 2, 3, and we'll be good. Okay. Okay. Get one over here. Good. Okay. One more hole, and we'll be done drilling holes. So what you can do, and fix your situation, drill from the side, and then slowly bring it up. I was drilling a little hard. No, it didn't go through my back plate, which is good. It's good. Okay. But there we go. We have the holes drilled. Hey! So I'm gonna get a sip of water. And we're gonna start scoring out the line. There, we'll go ahead and start cutting the mortise. Ew. Back ones are a little challenging because of cables and equipment. Professionals don't live stream this. Only total amateurs. Only amateurs who are having fun in their garage. I'm an amateur having fun in my garage. I can assure you of that. Actually don't need this anymore. To the floor with you. And ooh. Oh wow. Hey, what? I ain't that. Oh dearie. Gotta check something. Actually, is a little high. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, it looks like I marked this bottom line should have been a bit more this way. But as you can see by this drill hole being on outside my boundary lines. See, I'm not super close here. So when I work that from that side, I'm gonna have to be very particular. And I'm also gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna be inside my line here for when I score this. Just because I know I need to be a hair bit below this. But what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna let the work decide what it wants to do. And I will also come a little bit south of the border, if you will, with this one. I was originally gonna. Oh no. That's fine. Planning on things mostly lining up, but it's like I was just a hair bit negligent with my marking stuff out. Actually, no, that's too far away from me. Start working it with it here. Cool. Now the mortise is a bit closer to me. I can work a little bit easy. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with my big flat chisel. Just because This is the easy part, where I can make lots of easy gains. So I'm just gonna go ahead and have fun. And also I have, like, man, that's probably the biggest piece I took out of mortars today. Hot diggity dog. Go ahead and do this slide cutting. Just because really want to make sure we get the side somewhat well defined, because I run into issues if I don't define my sides a little bit, and if I get too aggressive at the get-go to deepen the mortise. So for me, I've been having the most success with a process where I just slowly increase the depth of the mortise and try not to go too far too fast. That might have to just feel things such a way where I'm not making it worse. The other man, I have faith in you. You can do it. Almost swinging a hammer in your guys' face. Sorry about that. Okay. Now. Ooh. Did a reasonably good job of getting some pieces out. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch out chisels. And work with something I got a little bit more familiarity with. I do. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Excuse me one brief moment. I have an irritant mic cable. Hey. Like it for it to not be in my way. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Heals those down. Out. Okay. Let's add some depth. Okay, that doesn't want to give. Do a little bit from the side. We'll see if that center wants to give a little bit. Which, if we take out some of the surrounding side supports, it does indeed wish to give. Yay. Woo. that better not be not looking wood. I don't want to have any knots to deal with, please and thank you. Today's been good. Continue the momentum of good day. At least that's my sincere hope. I don't entirely know. Well, there's no telling how anything in life will truly go, but hey, you know what? Unfortunately, that's also what makes life interesting. Because, hey, too much predictability makes for a boring life. I'm not sure if I could stay sane if I woke up someday and I knew the exact sort of day I was going to have, down to, like, the last detail. That would be... let's use the words not fun. Because... you gotta have some you gotta have a little bit of spontaneousness to life. Even if that means accepting, like, unfortunately, a little bit of bad stuff happening. Granted, I do really wanna make sure I avoid the bad stuff of an injury. Boy, dude, let me tell you. The American healthcare system is something you do not wish to interact with if you value your financial well-being. And heaven forbid should I lose hobby money to healthcare injury. I don't want that. It's not good. That is exceedingly undesirable. Now, see what we're doing here. Yeah, so far so good. Clean. Well, we're looking pretty clean. Decent sides. Guess I could show this side a bit of TLC. And I'll show it a little bit of TLC because to break off those sides a little bit when I want to make cuts on the inside. I need to be able to make sure that I don't have like a super bad amount of like side material holding it. Because you end up with like a lot of material on the sides, the chip's not going to want to come out. Which is kind of why it's a lot of doing this is a lot of working all sides of the mortise evenly. Which I think I did probably may have touched a little bit on that earlier, but hey, you know, I am admittedly a bit of a broken record in real life and in most situations, so if I do become a little bit too much of a broken record, by all means feel free to chastise me for it, because it's just how I am. That is just how the Sugi do. So I can do the best to be mindful of my failings as a human. Well, I don't know if I would. I don't know if being repeating is something I would necessarily put in the bin of my failings as being. Maybe more of bad habits of mine or flaws of who I am. Those would be better descriptors, I think. Woo. Okay. I'm starting to not to be able to see what I want to do here, so. Oh. Impressed by what I have. Here. I feel like we're making pretty good depth at a pretty good speed, which is good. What's probably gonna happen is probably gonna end stream after getting mortise cut, because got a pretty full day tomorrow, and I think, and I also just finished kind of planning out the game plan for Sunday. So I mentioned two of the things for Sunday on the stream schedule, and we're gonna be Sunday's gonna be, it's gonna be interesting. Be a little bit different for me. It might be a little bit different for some of you. But basically, Sunday is going to be a chore day. Kind of. Gonna be kind of a chore day. It's actually, well, I probably shouldn't be calling it a chore day. It's more of a just general, it's gonna be a general enjoying of low-life hobbies. So the first two things on the agenda are gonna be, one, seasoning cast iron, because after I did the lasagna stream and I was attempting to clean my cast iron pot. Yeah, that cast iron pot I have has an insufficient amount of seasoning. So, what I'm going to be doing on Sunday is correcting that. Let me tell you, from like one homesteader to another, it was not fun cleaning that cast iron after that stream. I did not enjoy that. It took a lot of work to clean that thing. It was nightmarish cleaning. So I wish to put some work in and get that seasoned up so it can function well in future streams, because I mean there's going to be more, there's definitely going to be plenty more. Woo! There's going to be definitely plenty more cooking around the campfire happening around here. I mean, I'm dealing with, it's not like a super overflowing abundance of firewood right now, but I've got a pretty good amount of firewood lying around. And I still got recipes I need to make. Granted, I think one of the fun things I want to do is, so for those who may have tuned into the seed starting stream, or who have seen some updates on the social medias, I'm growing cabbage this year. And I'm thinking, I want to make okonomiyaki this year. Over the campfire. That's the thing I want to do. Granted, we have... Okay. I was about to say, because, like... And so, in terms of depth on this mortise, we're going deep. We're going very deep now. This is a lot deeper than I've went on some of the others, but the thing is, I really like how I've got this side measured. So we've got a bit of measuring discrepancy between this mortise and the other. So what I want to do is I want to chisel out as much as this mortise as I can from one side. The purpose being so that way when I start to punch through on the other side, I'll have a lot of reference on this side to find how I want to line things up. Is the game plan. Woo. But yeah. We are definitely nearing, well, we're definitely very much in hard to chisel territory for because of the depth working. I'm working really far down into the mortise, and we're so down far in, it's really hard for me to, I don't have a lot angle of attack options. My angles are getting steeper and steeper the whole time. And this is just going to make working at this level challenging. It's just going to be challenging, but still most certainly doable. Because I am optimistic. That, and also I gotta we've got that slight issue we're trying to work out here of the alignment of the mortises. So I want to do my utmost in regards to making sure I can get them aligned properly. Even if it means the difficulty level of my work has went up quite significantly. This is just a matter of when things get tough, the tough get going. But granted, I have absolute gobs of room on, well, this is giving me like tons of depth to work with for the others, for we're working this other side. This side right here and here. Because, yeah, it's always hardest to... It's pretty easy for me to cut the other side. Because unfortunately, this side... If I were to make fuller swings with the hammer, I'd be abusing the hell out of my webcam. Which I would like to get as much use out of as possible. Even though I pretty much have kind of sort of a replacement right now. Okay. So. Looking at this side, because I've got a lot of depth. I have a lot of depth going here. So. I'm wanting to flip this situation around and look at situation over here. So, ooh, but that's what I'm gonna do. That's my solution. Okay, so I do know what my solution for my current quandary is. Fortunately, the side that I've been making lots of depth, lots of progress on. That's my high side. So what's going to happen eventually is I'm going to want to make this lower. So what I am going to probably eventually do, I don't know if I'm going to be doing all of my correcting work here on stream, is what's going to happen is I'm going to probably actually the best device I had for bringing a mark around corners is not available to me right now. So I want to make this mark here, that mark a little bit above that mark. Make them. Wait a second. That's almost good. Okay, weird. Okay, you know what? Bumpkins. Who knows? Maybe this hole just did get like drilled at a weird angle. So we're gonna, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and we'll start working this other side with the goal to make as much depth happen here, so we can punch through early. Because what I want to do is I want to punch through this bad boy. Because once I punch through, I'm going to have... Once I connect them, where I punch through, I'll be able to really see and evaluate what I'm doing and perhaps find the most optimal route to fixing what I got going on. Is the hope. Hope, that is the dream. Will be fully successful? Only time will tell. Problem is, you're the best tool for the job, the half-inch chisel. You're so good. You're just so good at your job. Half-inch chisel. Even though you may not like being so good at your job because you take the most pounding of all my chisels. But hey, you're good and you're a pro at what you do. Be proud of it. Okay. Hit this up. That up. I'm wanting to... I'm going to be really focused on this back. Well, this side here, towards that direction, that over there, because this is where I'm going to be able to punch through. Like that. Literally. Why is it when I always mention the punch through, when the punch through happens? Okay. So we have achieved a punch through. Take a look. Honestly, work this with. I just continue to work it with this top as a reference. We're gonna be good. Optimistically. Optimistically. But we'll see how things actually turn out. But for now, I'm gonna give quite a bit amount of TLC. To this side, just because I want to get it as clean, reasonably get it cleaned up as I'm being, you know, live and all. Granted, one bit of a slight hindrance. And that is the fact that this side is not as cut out. So whatever. But I'm down for a challenge. I mean, hey. I am a silly human being who likes pushing the limits of his skills. Woo! And in case you're wondering, if I randomly make an exclamation or something, it's usually because a wood chip has flung out and hit a piece of metal somewhere and went ting. And I'm just like, huh, ting. I have very simple guy brain. I hear funny noise, I go ha ha ha. Got some hills here. I need to start considering not going down here. Sorry. I'm not intending to be violent to you guys, but that does like bullying at streamers, and I'm pretty sure I've got more tools around me than some of you guys got. Granted, that will be kind of a dream of mine, is to have other fellow garage dwelling men or women or non-binary, whatever, people, and we all just enjoy spending time in our workshops and enjoying our hobbies. This is actually kind of one of my larger goals, thingamajig, whatevers, is I really want to work on it would be really cool to have like a hobbyist community. The debris here. Decent. Overall, form. Really just putting, like, getting the last little bit done. Just a little bit challenging because I just haven't done as much work at this end as I did at the other end. So there's a little bit more material that I gotta work through. Okay. Angle. Got a little bit of material go through. Whoa. Marking really was not far off. A little bit off, but not like... Really wasn't as egregious as I thought initially. But yeah, we're pretty much there. Work to there. Reasonably. I mean, other than yeah, bit of work. Good. This is looking really good. That is like rude. Scary there for a little. Yeah. Probably got a little bit of cleaning up work to do. Yeah. Kind of looked a little snafu with how that hole came out right. I mean, from this side. Good news is, there's going to be two sides to this. There's going to be like an inside side and be like an outside side. So, what I'm going to probably do for this project is, this is going to be the outside. It looks the cleanest and nicest. This one, that's going to be on the inside. There's going to actually be a beam that sits in here that goes across and connects both legs. So, woo! Good news is, I only have one more of these mortises to cut for this build, and then I can start cutting the tongues. Well, wait. No, tenons. Start cutting the tenons for this build. So, this piece of wood, this work piece, it's actually going to get a tenon at the top, and it will get a tenon in the bottom tenon into this mortise, because this is going to be one of the feet, and then the top is going. The top's actually going to go pointy hammer thing into that mortise over there you see in the far corner. So, well, I wanted to yap and hang out, do some woodworking, whatever. Make it. One of the things I like to call these streams where I just go live with just like a thing, and I'm just like working on it and just like just talking about absent-minded thoughts is, well, I call these like sacrifices to the YouTube algorithm, because it likes it if you post and do stuff often, and also I do want to be somewhat regularly available. Yeah. I will say, speaking of regular availability, I will probably only do 2 streams next week because I'm going to be on call, so. And also, I would like to just have a chance to kind of slow down a little bit. I feel like I've been doing pretty good. Last week I was on call. I actually did 3 streams that week. I scheduled 3 streams and I did 3 streams. Proud of myself for that, and I'm gonna kind of take it easy next week. So, whatever. But yeah. My name's Sugi Yamaga. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Got 2 mortises cut. It is hard work, but for me, it's fun work. I want to get good at this working with wood thing, and that's not going to happen unless I take time to practice and actually get good at it. So, So I would like to wish all of you very best in your own hobbies and your pursuits, and I hope you will all continue to live the best life you possibly can. And I would also like to say good morning, good evening. Well, have a good morning, have a good evening, or have a good night, wherever it is, wherever you are. And this is Sugi Yamaga, and I'll see you all on the next one. Okay, bye-bye. Ah.